Good morning, everyone. How are you? I hope you are all good. Today we will discuss about national art centers in the Philippines. Before that, I would like to have a short recap about what we had discussed last Wednesday, which is about Philippine popular arts. So there are four most common art forms of pop art culture, right? First, Philippine popular literature. One of the example here is Babong with his books. Aba, nakakabasa na pala ako. Bakit baliktad magbasaan mga Pilipino and so on. Next is Philippine popular music. So we have different groups and individuals here in terms of Philippine popular music such as New Colors, True Faith, right? Individual artists like Sara Geronimo, Eric Santos, and so on. Next is Philippine popular dance. We have different groups here. Philippine All-Star Dance Crew and XP Jensen. And lastly, Philippine popular movie. The different indie films that we have, like ang babae sa septic tank, right? We have different art forms here in the Philippines because we all know that Philippines is the home of world-class talent. No doubt for that, right? My expectation after going through this module, you are expected to promote arts from the regions. Next, research on techniques and performance practices applied to contemporary arts. I already posted in our classwork our activity Explore. You're going to search for the official hymn Pambansang Kultura of NCCA. Now you're going to search for that and explain your own interpretation about the official hymn Pambansang Kultura of NCCA. Okay, now, the cultural center of the Philippines. Can you see the picture? Maluwang yan. If I haven't mistaken, 36 hectares, and they want to develop it more. Okay, what is cultural center of the Philippines? I have to remove my picture. The Cultural Center of the Philippines, or also known as CCP, is the premier showcase of the arts in the Philippines. Why? Bakit kaya nasabing ganon? It is founded in 1968. The CCP has been producing and presenting music, dance, theater, visual arts, literary, cinematic, and design events from the Philippines and also all over the world for more than 40 years. Kaya pala premier showcase of arts kasi nandun na lahat, diba? Like music, dance, theater, visual arts, literary, and more. Its 9 resident companies, may resident companies, namely Ballet Philippines, Philippine Ballet Theater, Tanghalang Pilipino, Ramon Ubusan Folkloric Group, the Bayanihan Philippine National Folk Dance Company, Philippine Philharmonic Orchestra, UST Symphony Orchestra, Philippine Madrigal Singers, and the National Music Competition of Young Artist Foundation, or NAMCYA, present a regular season of production, workshops, and outreach performances. The Arts Education Department also encourages the growth of aspiring artists and arts managers and also new audiences through masters of classes, workshops, and online educational resources. The Outreach and Changes or Exchange Department supports the development of satellite venues in select cities all over the country. Yung sinasabi ko kanina na 36 hectares na ide-develop nila. This is for the Cultural Center of the Philippines. The production of exhibition department advances the practice in technical theater and design. It takes the lead in the professionalization of stagecraft and venue management in the country. The Cultural Content Department digitizes the cultural content of the center and designs also to have interactive portal to make this available to students, teachers, and enthusiasts in the World Wide Web. With the Assets Development Program or CCP is poised to redevelop its 60 hectares, 60 hectares pala, properly as a major cultural and ecotourism destination of Asia Pacific region. The CCP belongs to various international organizations such as the Association of Asia Pacific Performing Arts Centers or AAPAC, the Council International, these organizations, the festivals, the folklore at the arts, traditionals or CIOFF, the World Dance Alliance or WDA, the International Theater Institution ITI, the ASEAN Theater Alliance ATA, and ASEAN Committee on Culture and Information or ASEAN COCI, and the ASEAN Korea Traditional Music Orchestra or ACMO, among many others. So that is about Cultural Center of the Philippines. Aside from CCP as National Center for Culture and the Arts, we also have NCCA or National Commission for Culture and the Arts. What is NCCA? I know you already heard this before. The National Commission for Culture and the Arts, NCCA, Philippines is the overall policy-making body, coordinating and grants-giving agency for the preservation ng ating culture, development, for the progress of our culture and arts, and promotion of Philippine arts and culture. The government are supporting this cultural development, particularly highlighted by the passage of Republic Act 7356 here. Executive Order Number 80, the coordination among cultural agencies was strengthened. Now, under NCCA, meron tayong iba't ibang mga cultural agencies. Under this, we have Cultural Center of the Philippines, CCP. Ito yung na-discuss natin ngayon. Next, National Historical Institute. Now, it is called National Historical Commission of the Philippines. Next, ito, National Museum. Pang-apat, National Library. Now, the National Library of the Philippines. Yun yung tawag ngayon. And lastly, Records Management and Archives Office. Now, the National Archives of the Philippines. Further, through Republic Act 9155, here, administratively attached the earlier aforementioned 5 cultural agencies to the NCCA, yung 5 na yon, and including yung Commission sa Wikang Filipino, or also known as Filipino Language Commission on the Filipino Language. Thus, NCCA is responsible for culture and the arts in the Philippines, and if not in name, the de facto Ministry of Culture. The commission, together with the 6 cultural agencies, yung sinabing 5, including Commission sa Wikang Filipino or Commission on the Filipino Language, those 6, with the principle of partnership, collaboration, and shared responsibility in achieving effectively and efficiently the implementation of cultural programs, as well as maximizing of resources. The NCCA also was created to serve as the Presidential Interagency Commission to coordinate cultural policies and programs. Let's discuss about its history. I'm going to read. In 1987, then President Corazon C. Aquino penned Executive Order Number 118, creating the President Commission on Culture and the Arts. 5 years later, in 1992, this presidential directive was enacted into law. Ito yung tinatawag na Republic Act 7356, creating the National Commission for Culture and the Arts, or yun nga, NCCA. The original bill was jointly authored by Senators Edgardo Angara, Liherzon Alvarez, Leticia Ramos Shahani, and Congressman Carlos Padilla. Kung may history, napansin nyo kanina, ito, papakita ko lang ulit. This logo. What is the meaning of that logo? Here. Oh, can you still see? That is the logo. The NCCA logo is the alab ng karaya, or the flame of imagination, which symbolizes the wellspring of Filipino art and culture. Napapansin nyo, mayroon tayong fire and the sensor, yung C sensors dyan. So, merong ibig sabihin yung dalawang yan, because it composed of 2 basic elements, the fire and the sensor. The fire is stylized letter K of Philippine indigenous script that stands for kadakilaan. It looks like letter K, right? Kadakilaan, or greatness. The fire represents the highest level of imagination and emanates from the 3-tiered sensor. Itong 3 na ito, 3 guhit na yan, yung sensors na yan. The 3 tiers stands for una, organization, economic support, and an orientation rooted on a thorough grasp of tradition and history, which the NCCA provides, done in gold. It's gold, diba, in color, to symbolize the immense wealth of Philippine culture. Mayaman tayo sa mga kultura, alam natin yon. It was designed by the late Romeo Boy Togonon. So, that is the logo. Tandaan nyo yan. Next, division. This is the vision. The culture and arts community envisions the Filipino culture as the wellspring of national and global well-being. Ang kalinangang Filipino ay bukal ng kagalingang pambansa at pandaigdig. So, that is the vision of NCCA. NCCA or National Commission for Culture and the Arts. Next is kung meron tayong vision, meron din tayong mission. We all know that NCCA is the prime government agency that safeguards, develops, and promotes Filipino culture through the formulation and implementation of enabling policies and programs, as well as the administration of endowment funds for culture and arts. It is approved during the Commission meeting on 19th day of November 2019, adopting the NCCA Strategic Plan 2020 to 2022 per Board Resolution number 2019-360. According to Section 8 and 12 of Republic Act number 7356, the NCCA is created and mandated to formulate and implement policies and plans in accordance with the principles stated in Title 1 of Republic Act number 7356. Now, one of the mission or policies and plans. First, to formulate policies for development of culture and the arts. Second, implement these policies in coordination with the affiliated cultural agencies. Next, number 3, to coordinate implementation of programs of these affiliated agencies. Next, to administer the National Endowment Fund for Culture and the Arts, or NEFCA. To encourage artistic creation within the climate of artistic freedom, to develop and promote the Filipino national culture and arts, and lastly, to preserve Filipino cultural heritage. So that is the mission of NCCA. And meron din tayong tinatawag na mandate. And these are the following. Mandate, yung gustong i-implement, gustong ipasunod sa atin. To encourage the continuing and balanced development of pluralistic culture by the people themselves. Next, to conserve, promote, and protect the nation's historical and cultural heritage. Next, to ensure the widest dissemination of artistic and cultural products among the greatest number of people across the country and overseas for their appreciation and enjoyment. Number 4, to preserve and integrate traditional culture and its various creative expression as a dynamic part of the national cultural mainstream. And number 5, lastly, to ensure that standards of excellence are pursued in programs and activities implementing policies herein stated. It shall encourage and support continuing discussion and debate through symposia, workshops, publications, etc. on the highest norms available in the matrix of Philippine culture. So that is the mandate. For the summary, again, we discussed about National Commission for Culture and the Arts. So sa NCCA, this is the overall policy-making body coordinating and grants-giving agency for the preservation. Tandaan nyo yun na, NCCA is for the preservation, development, and promotion of Philippine arts and cultures. Under here, we have Cultural Center of the Philippines, National Historical Institute or the National Historical Commission of the Philippines, National Museum, National Library or National Library of the Philippines, Records Management and Archives Office or National Archives of the Philippines, Commission on the Filipino Language. And also we discussed the mission, vision, the logo, the meaning of the logo of NCCA, and the mandates. I also posted in our work class, or classwork I should say, sorry. We have our activity that you have to research or do a research on techniques and performance practices applied to contemporary arts. That is 10 points. Don't forget to do that. And pass it on Monday. Yeah, you have 1 week preparation to do your task experience and also the explore. You're going to do that and pass it on Monday. We have our due date. I show my picture. Our due date or the last submission is Monday again. Before or at exactly 9, if I haven't mistaken, I'm going to look into it. October 11, 9:30. Okay, I'm going to post it. I am going to post your assignment or the experience this today, 9 a.m. And I'm going to look for the different activities that I gave. In week 1 and 2, meron pa rin hindi nakakagawa ng mga activities. Meron pang 4. Yung iba hindi ko pa na-check. Tapos sa Google sa Google Classroom, yung classwork natin, Integrative Art as Applied to Contemporary Arts, yung quiz natin, please send me kahit yung result. Kasi, hindi nyo nailagay yung inyong mga Gmail account. Kasi, dapat dito, ilagay nyo yung Gmail. Meron sa akin yung mga grades, pero hindi ko alam kung kanino. Kasi, respondent 1, 2, 3 lang yung nakalagay. Hindi nakalagay kung kanino yung, kung anong pangalan. Ito, chinecheck ko. Kasi, required yun na ilagay yung email. May mga hindi naglagay. Yan. Titignan ko yung responses. Hindi ko makita kung kanino ba yun. Kasi, nakita ko lang response 1 to 10. Yung question. Pero hindi ko alam kung kanino. So, you have to do it. Next is ayun, yung sinabi ko before, marami naman ang sumunod. Yung learning module, di ba, before, sabi ko, ilagay doon i-comment down na lang sa learning module. Pero para hindi nga malito, kasi yung iba, baka ma-mislead, tsaka para mas madali ring ma-record. Nilagay ko na yung mga activities natin sa learning module as Explore and Experience as a title. So, hanapin nyo na lang every week. Sa week 3, napanood nyo na ba yung mga videos natin? So, sa Explore, mayroon pang 4 na hindi nakakapag-comply. Ganun din sa Experience, 4 din. Sa week 4, 4 din. Ay, sa Experience, 4. Sa Explore, 5 pa. So, today, meron din tayong mga activities explore and experience. Tapos, I'm going to send the link of the video I've made. So, gawin natin yan. So, based on our book, hindi pa naman. Next na lesson natin is about national artists of the Philippines and the Gawad sa Manlilikha ng Bayan. Sinabi ko lang para ma-prepare nyo ang inyong mga sarili. Kasi napakaraming mga dates na kailangan natin mga different categories. Those are the national artists. By Wednesday, we're going to discuss that. Also, I do not know if I already showed you our book by Jason Vidal. So if you have your time to go to the library or do a research, you can have this as your guide. Okay? That's all for now. I hope you understood our lesson and comply with all the activities entrusted to you. That's all for today. Have a good day and goodbye everyone. God bless.